Right. Third Christmas story. That is the way it's called. Dad's car dream bobsleigh skeleton.
Oh, one day, Carl was going to the winter sports.
Wait a minute.
They called it the Dream Bobsleigh Skeleton Race. There they saw the hunting dogs again. Hello, Luke, said the dogs. How are you today? They said. Happy, said Luke and Carl. Are you going to win? Yes, said the dogs. And then the race is about to begin. And the skeleton, they saw a magical race tunnel. And the snow sports are here today for the race from Magical Tunnel. And back to the finish line. The winner gets all the stuff. And so Carl, Luke and the dogs went to the skeleton. Be careful before the magic electricity is very, 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 very dangerous. So Luke got in the car and the car went on the skeleton with Dad in the car. Dad, said Luke, can you learn to drive properly? Yes, of course, said Dad. And then the dogs barked. Bark, 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 bark. On your marks. Bark, bark, bark. Set, bark, go! And they're off. Dad was driving the skeleton car and went through the magical tunnel that was filled with electricity and went through the water to see Finding Nemo and Dory and friends in the glass skeleton tunnel. Hello, Marlin, Nemo, Dory, Sheldon, Pearl, Todd, Mr. Ray, Bruce, Anchor, Chum, Hank, Destiny, Bailey, Squash, Crush even, Squirt, and the as a whale flew past. And then they went back into electrical and they saw Peter Pan and friends, and the dogs thought they would have a race and they're getting ready for the skeleton race. And they got on the skeleton and said, dogs on your mark, set, go! And they were off. The dogs are having a wonderful time catching Carl with Luke and Dad. When the dogs saw Nemo, Dory and friends, the car saw Thomas the Tank Engine and friends on the Isle of Lasodor. The car saw Boko, Fergus, Splatter, Dodge and Complete Series 3. The Complete Series 7, Thomas the Magic Railroad, James the Diesel and Engines, the Cornwall Engines, the Great Race, the dogs saw Peter Pan and friends from Neverland. Car saw Ivory the Engine and friends from Wales and Eurostar 2. The dogs saw Thomas and friends, and Car saw Teletubbies from Teletubbyland. Here come the Teletubbies and dance with the Teletubbies from Magical Event. They saw Animal Parade, Dancing Bear on a Carousel, and the dogs saw Ivory the Engine and the Eurostar and their friends, and the car saw Bagpuss and his friends from the shop. And they saw Teletubbies in Teletubbyland, and the car saw Bob and friends from Bob's Big Break. The dogs saw Bagpuss and his friends, and the car was Finding Nemo and his school friends. The dogs were catching up to Carl. They saw Bloke, Bubbles, Gil, Deb, Flo, Peach, Gurgle and Nigel in the snow, and the dogs saw Bob and friends and Carl and Space Mountain inside a dark space ride. And the dogs saw Nemo Musical and friends in the show and were catching up. And when the car got to the electrical tunnel and came out the other end to get to the finish line and won! And the dogs saw Space Mountain and saw the space shuttles out of space. And then there was trouble. There was a rumbling noise. Carry on! Hurry, be quick, the hunting dogs are coming, cried Luke. And the dogs were coming very fast, but they were scared that the dogs couldn't stop in time. But as they got to the line and won, and then whoosh, they said they were right on the snow slipper down the land in the snow ditch. Dad and Luke were very cross. Look what you've done, you silly great animals, they bellowed. It will be hours before we can get you out of here. Clug, said the dogs, and the car was disappointed. Luke began to sing. How much is the dog is in the snow? Woof, woof. The ones with the waggly tails. Doo, doo. How much is the dog is in the snow? Woof, woof. I do help doggies to rescue. And so Luke got get help, and the car began to sing. Silly old dogs fell in the snow, fell in the snow, fell in the snow. Silly old dogs fell in the snow, all on a Sunday morning. And the car got help to rescue the dogs. The dogs lay in the snow all day. Bark, bark, bark. Oh dear, they barked thoughtfully. Bark, 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 bark. I shall never get out. Later that day, car number 7 was going to rescue the hunting dogs out of the snow. Strong cranes were fastened to their front ends, and the car number 7, lifting hard, managed to bring them safely. Luke, Dad and Carl were shouting, "Come on, car number 7, you can do it!" They called car number 7 was working very hard. At last, the hunting dogs were free, and the crane was lifting the skeletons to safety. Car number 7 was still working very hard, but it was hard. And then at last, all the skeletons were still free. But they knew they'd have 2 more races in one day, so car number 7 went back to the starting line. Luke got back into car, and the car got onto the skeleton, and Dad got onto car number 7. Car number 7 on the skeleton, and 2 cars got into the starting line and said, "On your marks, ready, get set, aim, go, fire!" they shouted. And they went all off. It was time for the final race of the day. The dogs got the skeletons, and they said, "Bark, bark, 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 all ready, go, fire!" And they were ready too, and off they went. Luke was driving the car, and Dad was driving car 7 too, and the dogs were on their way to catch them, and the car got out of the other end and got to the finish line and won. And the dogs got out the other end and got to the finish line and won. And we are the champions, and Car was so brave that the dogs won the race. Car was very happy to win the race. Car won all the races, and the dogs come second with Luke. The end.
Right, to be continued.